Hello, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Plant-Based Morning Show. Welcome to November. It's World Vegan Day. Not a lot of people know that. I guess people do if they are on social media, because I would imagine it's there. It was definitely all over the headlines today when I did some show research. But anyway, it's World Vegan Day, if that matters to you. Anyway, I'm going to bring Doug in here. We're past Halloween, important turning point of the year, headed into winter is what I would say. We're now moving into the winter season. Don't worry about Thanksgiving. Not an important holiday. No one likes it. But Christmas is coming, so that's exciting. There's Doug. He's tired. He's wiped out.
Matt,
Or sick or what?
I've got the final few hours of a week-long festival hangover here going
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
You'd think that a festival dedicated entirely to health and longevity and your health span would leave me less tired, but here I am,
energized.
exhausted.
Yeah. You're exhausted. Okay. Well, that's because you put on the festival. You weren't.
That's right.
You weren't attending. You were.
Yeah, maybe had I attended. Maybe next time I'll attend.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It is the last day though, and we should tell people that. We should remind people that. You can go to nomeatathlete.com/longevity the place to go still, Doug, or is it better just to go right to the?
I would just go straight to the site. I would just go to lovecompliment.com. You have
Skip the
3
content,
hours,
5
3 hours and 55 minutes left. Skip the content at this point. Just go straight to the store. Stock up on
add to cart. Everything.
I lost Joe on Instagram.
Okay, you appear frozen on Instagram to me. So who knows what's going on with that? Instagram's always a bit of a wild card.
Am I joining back on Instagram, or are we?
You're just frozen. I don't know. We can give it a try. There's some people over there, so we should keep trying it.
Okay.
If you are on Instagram, though, by the way, perfect opportunity to go to YouTube, nomeatathlete.com. No, youtube.com/nomeatathlete. It's much better. This kind of stuff doesn't happen, and the sound is just way better. I honestly don't know how you Instagrammers do it. It's sort of unbearably bad, the quality over there. But okay, all right. Now you're back on Instagram.
Okay, yep. I'm back.
So you were saying go to the website, add things to cart. Don't even look at what you're buying. Just stock up cart.
Just start hitting buttons left and right.
You will not regret it. Right.
You will not regret it, because this is the cheapest that Complement's going to be all year for your essential multivitamin, which we both take every single day. Our wives both take every single day. I assume. I don't know about Aaron.
But even Ellery takes the pills. Holden can't swallow the pills, but Ellery does the multivitamin each day.
There you go.
And the Omega Complex. Is Omega Complex?
Omega Complex is 51% off. I mean
that should be called essential also, because that's also essential in my book.
It is. It is. Your DHA, EPA, omega 3s
in a pill now, no longer in a pump bottle.
No longer in a pump.
It's better, I think.
It's better for grown-ups.
Yeah,
definitely. Not for kids.
Not necessarily. No.
And then your protein powder. We both you do your protein shakes. I've been doing my protein shakes.
Yep. That's how you get those pull-ups.
That's how I get totally ripped, so that I can repair the muscles that I'm just shredding as I'm doing pull-ups all day every day. Yep. I mean, your greens powder, your gut nurture, all it's on sale. Biggest sale of the year, bigger than Black Friday. Go to lovecompliment.com. You got until 3 p.m. Eastern today, November 1st. And if you missed it, you missed it. Sorry. Tough luck.
Yeah. You have to wait till Black Friday when the deals aren't as good.
When they aren't as good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's our advertising section for the day. We'll remind you again, I'm sure, at the end. But remember, we don't have ads on the show. We don't accept paid advertisements, despite how much the companies want to get their ads on the show. We don't. We just tell you about compliment deals now and then, and content. Right. All right. Well, good morning, Mr. Jeffrey, Carmen Petty, Britters, Brandon Turner, Sarah Slemp, Matt O'Connor. Matt O'Connor gives us a GM, Web3.
Ooh,
GM. I like that.
I like it.
Yeah. All right. Well, so Doug, how was Halloween for you? Does that contribute to your tiredness?
It may be a little bit contributing to the tiredness. Sure. Yeah. No, it was great. It was a good Halloween. Did the whole trick-or-treating thing. Handed out candy at my cousin's house. Got a bunch of candy at other people's houses.
Yep.
Had a couple beers. Stood by a fire. It got cold here. I don't know about you, but the weather just dropped
it was chilly.
Drastically.
It was very cold.
But it was fun. We were a fairy family. We all had on fairy wings and fluttered around. It was good. Yeah. How about you?
All right. Well, I carved a pumpkin. Did that at the last possible minute, like 4 p.m. when we were supposed to leave at 5:15. So we did that. That was good. I walked around. I didn't dress up, but I walked around with my daughter, who was a truffula tree, and her friend was the Lorax. So they were a nice little pair. You know what I saw a lot of? There were a couple things I noticed that I made note of. Wednesday Addams costumes among little girls. I didn't even know that was like a popular show. I knew we had talked about it with the vegan thing, that the actress wasn't able to get, Jenna Ortega, I think her name, wasn't able to get the vegan food she wanted or something. So she sort of just bailed on the diet. And people were maybe critical of that, thinking you could try a little harder. But I just didn't realize it was like a smash hit that all the kids are into. I just figured it would be some, I don't know.
Well, I didn't know that it was a kid thing. I think of it as a grown-up show.
I didn't know kids would get that whole vibe. I thought that would be
unless there's been some spin-off stuff on it, but I don't know. I saw a couple of those too.
And then the built-in fan blow-up costume of people riding a dinosaur was everywhere.
Everybody was in the dinosaur.
I was glad I didn't do that, because I mean, not that I would, but if you do that, you're just one of 50 people who are doing
so many dinosaurs. The only dinosaur that I appreciated was a family of dinosaurs where there was a kid who was probably about 3 years old. They somehow found a little dinosaur for them, and that was kind of cute. The whole family riding. Other than that, I mean, it was way overdone. This was the year of the dinosaur for sure. The blow.
Yeah, like I just would expect that I would see a whole bunch of those blow up costumes, all different varieties, but it seemed like everyone had riding a dinosaur of all, which is weird. And then I saw the LED mask. Did you see that thing? People had that, and you could swipe through and change.
What's that from?
I don't think anything. I think you can just swipe. It's a high tech gift. You can swipe and make all the different masks.
I didn't. Oh, maybe I didn't see that. Well, or maybe I just didn't notice that you could swipe. I saw a bunch of light up masks.
It looked like a light bright. Those little things, like little.
Yeah.
Pegs in it. Yeah, you can swipe with your finger, and you can change it to like 100 some different designs. So I don't know. It was okay.
So did you do any TPing or forking or anything like that?
Did not.
Just egging?
No, just egg. Didn't do any of that. Just had a nice night. Came back in. You know what's weird? Halloween and Super Bowl are the 2 nights of the year when you go out, have fun, have some drinks maybe, and then you come home and it's like it's not bedtime yet, and you're still like 3 weird hours to just hang out. and Super Bowl is the same way. Or at least it used to be. Maybe the Super Bowl is late enough that you actually can now go right to bed. But it used to be in college. I remember Super Bowl would end, and it'd be like, well, now it's only 9 o'clock, and we're usually up till like midnight doing stuff. So I don't know. It's always a weird feeling.
What what did you do? Did you play FIFA?
Played some FIFA. I feel like I did something halfway productive, but I don't know what it was. Maybe just cleaned up a little bit. I don't know. Played FIFA though.
All right. So your neighborhood probably has trick-or-treaters, right?
Oh yeah, we have tons of them.
What do you do when you're not home? Did you put out candy?
We just put a bowl out a lot, and that's like seems to be what people do now. I don't know. It's like more than half the houses. You just go stop by the front door to the bowl.
Oh really? Yeah. And no one's abusing that?
I think kids at the end of the night start to just take it, but no one really minds. Yeah.
All right.
So it was a good time. We enjoyed it. Yeah. All right. So that's Halloween. The other note I had for today, I lost my show plan. I got to reload my page here.
You talked a little bit about World Vegan Day at the top. Was there anything you wanted to say about that?
No, I mean, I don't really know what there is to do on World Vegan Day other than go vegan if you're not. I mean,
what's the World Vegan Day mission? Do you know?
I don't know. I know
global event celebrated annually on the first celebrate the benefits of humans and the natural environment through activities such as setting up stalls, hosting potlucks, and planting memorial trees. That's from Wikipedia.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Plant-based News had an interesting article about just sort of mobilizing people into action. Don't just observe the day, but actually make it, eat less meat or less animal products or whatever. Try being vegan for a while. So it was kind of good. It was a nice article. There are some companies that are doing stuff on it, so we'll get into that in the weather report. That they have made it, using it as a reason to do stuff, make vegan options and such. But aside from that, there's nothing else to talk about with World Vegan Day. What I did want to talk about is the new Olympic sports. Have you heard about these?
I have not.
Because you don't get the Week Junior like I do and have such a good news source in digestible nuggets as that.
I think it actually is kind of perfect that your news source is like
Yeah,
a teen a teen magazine.
it really is perfect. It's like there's
Mhm.
no spin. It's just a
Mhm.
quick little thing about what happened, and it's interesting things. All right, here they are. This is for 2028 in Los Angeles. A package of 5 games went in. 90 IOC voters. About that's International Olympic Committee, I think. Uh,
Wait. Say it again. So this is for LA in
this is for LA. I guess
2028.
each games the host country can submit like proposed games. Maybe no one
Oh,
else is
okay.
allowed to do that
Huh.
except for the host. I'm not really sure. But it seems like this LA committee submitted this thing to the IOC. 90 voters were there to vote on it. Only 2 people said no, and they were all in a single package. So it was kind of like a cable TV deal where it's all or none.
Hmm.
Here's what they are, if I can find them. Cricket,
Yeah.
flag football, which is a
Flag
shocking
football.
one to me. I know.
What?
It's shocking. Baseball, softball. I assume that means baseball for men, softball for women, which
So
used
they're
to be
bringing
in.
that back because
That's
that
not
used to
bad.
be.
Yep.
Okay.
Lacrosse, which is also really surprising to me, because I thought
Mhm.
that was like a United States game and just part of a United States game, but I guess it has spread across the states at least. I don't know who they're going to play against. Does the rest of the world play that
I
at
think
all?
so. I mean, it must. There has to be some sort of
And why is the
global.
word lacrosse like French when it's Indians who made it up or Native Americans who made it up? Yeah, I don't understand.
Was it Native American? I didn't know that.
I think it's Native American game. I think that's why it's an American game, first and foremost. And finally, squash, Doug. Seems like the sport you most likely would play of these sports would be squash.
Squash. Squash is like a northeastern thing, right?
I don't know. Didn't know that.
We played racquetball in the South. Everybody played racquetball. I played a lot of racquetball in high school and a lot of racquetball in college.
Hmm.
Never played any squash.
I played a
Similar,
little
but different.
racquetball. Yeah, I think squash is a heavy ball that like doesn't go nearly as hard as you think it would.
Mhm.
Yeah, I played a little bit of racquetball in college. I actually forgot about that, but I did play a little bit in college with friends. Um, so yeah, I mean, and no pickleball, which is this upsetting to pickleball people. Apparently, they're hoping now for 2032. I think there's a decent chance that will be there in 2032.
And no disc golf.
No, disc golf. I don't know if that was even on the table. Not
No
sure.
trail running.
No, I was going to ask you about that. I mean, is ultra running's never been a sport in the Olympics, has it?
No, it hasn't. Or even like cross country. I mean, it'd be cool if there was like a 10K trail race, or a mountain race or
Right.
something.
And
That'd be cool.
that's never been an Olympic sport.
I don't
I
want
don't.
to say never, but it's not currently.
It was. It was held from 1912 to 1924 for men only.
What was it?
Cross country running.
Cross country running. Okay.
Yeah. I'm surprised that there's not a 50K Olympic event yet. That seems like that should be.
I think there's a
there with
50K. Isn't there a 50K speed walking?
Oh,
Or is it?
maybe.
Or is that marathon? What's the distance speed walking?
Don't know. However, listen to this. In 2017, there will be a 100-mile trail race at the next Olympic sport starting in 2024.
No way. That is.
Yeah. It's from a press conference from ultimatedirection.com.
That's fake news. Is it from April 1st?
Yes. First 2017. Yep. They got me. 7 years later. Their prank got somebody.
Oh, that's great.
Google's got to ban that search result.
They do. Yeah.
I mean, they probably even are
That's hilarious.
pulling from it in their answers to questions. Yeah. So no alternating. I mean 100 miles would have been kind of a weird distance, but I'm surprised
But a
it's not
50K, a trail 50K, like that should be a thing.
You would think they would have that. Anyway,
maybe I'd try to qualify.
Yeah, maybe. All right, so flag football is weird. It's men's and women's. Apparently, the Atlanta Falcons have played a massive role in making this happen, getting it going. They granted grants to 144 schools over the past 5 years to cover costs for equipment, officials, transportation, coaching salaries, etc. And I think they're like especially focused on the women's game. Maybe not especially, but at least like half. And when it's football, it's just not something often associated with women playing. It's very interesting. So I don't know what to make of that or or the idea that pickleball might be in there soon. And I don't mean the women's thing. I just mean flag football as a sport.
I mean, how is that an international sport, though? I mean, football isn't an international sport, really, is it?
No, I don't think really. Same with lacrosse. I don't really think it is. I don't understand how this happens. But maybe that's like a thing, and we just have never noticed that when the host country sort of puts in some games that are their own thing, and it's generally just accepted. I know everyone else has to vote on it, but maybe it just gives it a little bit of local colors.
And then the next one there,
and then
that goes away.
Out. I don't know. Yeah, no idea. But it's just, I don't know. It seems so much like a derivative game, flag football, that like is missing so much of what is important to football.
Right.
And it's great for a lot of reasons. Lots of people play it who don't want to, get hurt or weigh 300 pounds. It's great for a game. Does it belong in the Olympics as a sport? No. I don't know. And I asked the same thing about pickleball because I guess, table tennis is in there. So it's no different really.
I think pickleball has a better place than
Yeah, I do too. It's definitely more popular.
Mm-hmm.
But it just still seems like, tennis is the real sport. Pickleball is kind of the little skill game you can do if you don't want to work too hard. I mean, it is that. Come on. That's exactly what it is. It's like, but it's little more than ping pong or table tennis. You're still moving around at least.
Yeah.
But like I said, since table tennis / ping pong is in, I can't argue that shouldn't be.
Now, what about, so cricket, that's a good one. I think that's a
cricket. I think that's a massively popular sport around the world.
Uh-huh.
India.
I've never met a single person who plays cricket. Have you?
I have a bunch of Indian neighbors, and they play cricket outside in front of their house. I don't know if they play in leagues and stuff. Yeah, they play a lot, and they play badminton a lot too. But I think cricket is
okay. So badminton, would you say badminton is on the same level as like pickleball?
I mean, yeah, I would, but I'm saying it's been in the Olympics for a long time, so that's just my bias, right? It's like I think it's just a game, but I think in other cultures it's a serious thing, and pickleball is probably the same way. That in the pickleball culture, it's a sport. But no disc golf. And I don't think any of those cornholes or any of that goofy stuff has made it into the Olympics yet. Thank goodness, because I don't want that would kind of ruin the Olympics.
It would ruin it. If it was just like, I mean, have you ever been to a long game Olympics party?
No, of course not.
What?
I mean, how do you even get invited to that?
I mean, you have friends, Matt. I don't know if you have any friends or not, but
who say I'm having a long game Olympics party.
Yeah, like it's usually during the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of alcohol involved.
Uh-huh.
And you play different long games. And there's like tournaments and you get points and it's very fun. But I wouldn't want the actual Olympics to turn into the long game Olympics, which I feel like if you were just bringing in cornhole and stuff like that, like that's what it would be.
Then it would be that, yeah. Well, I've done drinking Olympics in college when it was like we have all these different events and you just
like drinking games though. But that's different. I'm not talking about drinking games. I'm talking about
no, this was real sport. There was like darts and wrestling and stuff.
Wrestling.
But you just drank the whole time. Yeah.
You had a party where you wrestled? Like
I think so. The memory's blurry. I came out of it with like a hand entirely scuffed up, like down to the bone from the wall. And so I only assume that it must have been from wrestling. I don't know what else event could have caused that.
That's pretty good. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. All right. So that's the Olympics. Mr. Jeffrey has added some stuff here. He says lacrosse is Canada's national summer sport. That might explain the French name. And hockey only joined as the winter national game about 10 years ago. That's surprising.
That is surprising.
And he says the IOC is trying to increase viewership among younger audiences. They're focusing on faster and more dynamic sports that are easier to broadcast. I did hear that the cricket thing added $100 million to the broadcast rights in India. So broadcast obviously an important part of this. All right. So there you go. There's your Olympic minute. And when are the Olympics happening again? Anytime soon? 2024, we said. But who knows when or where.
But you're talking about LA, which is 2028, right?
That's 2028, yeah. And it's not just LA. It's hosted, I think it's 3 countries are hosting. No, that's the World Cup. That's also 2020.
Paris is 2024. Oh, and Paris is having that big like bed bug thing.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah.
It'd be bad. Hopefully they get that cleared out by then.
Yeah, so next summer, July and August.
That's good. I like Olympics.
Paris.
All right, good. So that is it. There you go. There's our introduction. Let's jump into our weather report. Let's see if we get music today or
Weather
not.
report.
We got Doug's music at the very least. We might have music. I'm not sure, but we'll just start without, and maybe it will join us. All right, here's the promised World Vegan Day stuff goings on. Caribou Coffee is rolling out new stuff tomorrow, November 2nd. I don't know why they didn't just do it today.
Seems
but
like a
they
miss.
right. But they've got 2 vegan-friendly non-dairy options coming: vanilla oat nog latte and vanilla oat nog crafted press. What is a crafted press? What does that mean?
Crafted press,
Like a French press?
like a French press. Craft. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah.
It just says they're made with non-dairy oat nog.
That's legit.
Yeah, but that's like its own drink, right? So that they're making a latte. They're pouring the oat nog, which is its own ingredient. They're pouring that along with the coffee.
Yeah, like frothing it up, making a latte with. That sounds kind of good.
Right. Yeah, it could be pretty good if it's not too sweet. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they say creamy holiday drinks offer an exquisite experience, catering to those seeking plant-based alternatives and non-dairy choices. I like Caribou Coffee. They're a good place to go sit. They always have a little fake fire going, and it feels kind of cozy in there. So good place if you're not going to go to a local shop, like Doug would want. And also, I think we said this a while ago, Caribou Perks members, which I think is free to sign up. If you go to that, you can customize beverages with non-dairy milk at no additional cost, which is a nice reason to do that over Starbucks if you want to support vegan things. Also happening for World Vegan Day, Krispy Kreme Australia is releasing 2 plant-based flavors, fudge brownie bliss and apple custard crumble. Apparently, vegans have been begging for years to get vegan donuts on the menu at this place, Krispy Kreme, and 7-Eleven's even jumping in. I don't know. 7-Eleven is
biggest
also
donut shop in the world. I mean, maybe not.
Well, that actually demonstrates the point that I wanted to make, which is I forget that there are vegans begging for that stuff. Like it seems like almost everyone who goes vegan. I know there are some who are ethical vegans who just are in it for that, but it seems like everyone who goes vegan, like they just inevitably go down the health part of the journey, and you forget that about stores like Krispy Kreme, and you just start to not even see that stuff. So it's just shocking to me to remember that there's a massive contingent of vegans begging for vegan donuts at Krispy Kreme, that they just still want that.
I mean, obviously, I'm not going to stop at Krispy Kreme or Dunkin' Donuts or anything like that all the time. Like, it's just like I don't know when. Like, I don't know when that a donut really fits into my everyday eating. But we get donuts at the vegan donut shop. Every like maybe once every 6 weeks or something as a little treat.
Yeah, I do too.
And
but
it would be awesome if Krispy Kreme, like especially if you, I don't know, if like you think about people bring donuts to the office or I don't know, to some sort of like meeting or something. It'd be awesome if there was a vegan donut in there. That'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a nice thing. But I think the experience you just described, a family going to the local donut place where the donuts are made by hand and they're not full of UPF fake ingredients. It's like real stuff. Like that's a reasonable vegan family activity. I just don't think a lot of not that I don't think, I just forget that there are a lot of vegans who just want to stop in Krispy Kreme, get that totally fake junk thing, and just house it. And people are apparently begging them to do that, right? Which is very different from what you said. We might do that at an office party. People, I guess, are on social media begging for this.
Yeah.
Or maybe the writer of the article just said they were begging for that.
I mean, that sounds like something that Mr. Jeffrey says. I think it's the circles you're running, Matt. I would argue that the majority of vegans are not health focused, at least not the extent people in the anime circles are.
Yeah, very possible. It's just
very possible.
My own bias.
Would you? So there's the Krispy Kreme 5K. You know about this?
Nope. What is it? A real 5K or like the beer mile kind of thing?
No, it's real 5K, sponsored by Krispy Kreme. I think it's Krispy Kreme challenge, Raleigh. 5 mile race. You eat a donut every mile, I believe.
In Raleigh, or it's a rally?
12 donuts, 5 miles, 1 hour. That's what it is. 2,400 calories, 12 donuts, 5 miles, 1 hour.
Wow, that'd be pretty hard to eat 12 donuts, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
while
Okay,
you're
so
running.
all right, yeah, you run 2.5 miles, then you consume a dozen donuts, and then you run 2.5 miles back.
Oh, you have to eat all the donuts at once?
Yeah, halfway
Oh,
through the
wow.
race.
Oh my God.
Uh, would you one participate in this race if period? I mean, I guess it's only if they're vegan donuts. But would you be knocking down the Krispy Kreme challenge door in Raleigh if they offered vegan donuts as
It's
one
in
of the
Raleigh. It's in Raleigh, North Carolina.
yeah. I mean, I think Krispy Kreme is from North Carolina.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So the question is, if they had vegan donuts, would I do the race?
Yes.
No, I just wouldn't. It wouldn't appeal. I'm not interested in an eating contest of any kind. It doesn't sound fun. And I don't even like donuts. So I wouldn't do this.
Okay.
But would you? Would you do this?
If I had the right crew, I wouldn't do it by myself. I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm going to sign up for that. But if there was a group of friends doing it, I would participate in that.
Yeah, that'd be all right, I guess.
Mm-hmm. It's like I'm not doing a beer mile by myself, but if the right people ask me to join in, I'll do that.
12 donuts. That just sounds really hard to do. It sounds like
that
you
is
throw
a lot
up.
of donuts. I mean, that is a lot of donuts.
Yeah, I think that's why I wouldn't do it. I just would not want to feel that way that you'd feel. Not because of health or being a snob about it. You'd feel awful.
Yeah.
So anyway, they're having they'll also be sold at 7-Eleven stores, but it's only during this one period from now or November 2nd tomorrow until December 4th. So if you want those things, get them. Well, they're trying it out for we'll see how it goes, and maybe they'll continue to bring it back.
In select stores, you said?
No, I think it's all of them in Australia.
Okay. Oh, in Australia.
Yeah. Here. It's always not accessible to us.
No. Okay.
All right. Nestle, famed chocolatier, I guess, but also now giant food company, maybe the largest food company. Yeah, the world's largest food company. They are putting out 3 new vegan whitefish SKUs in Europe and Asia. Again, not for us. Latest brand of released plant-based seafood to cater to the growing demand for seafood and sustainable proteins. This is part of their vow to increase their sales of healthier foods by 2030. These foods do have some sort of health claims, or at least I don't know what it is, a certification sort of thing that I guess doesn't care that much about processed ingredients, but looks at protein and maybe how much salt is in it and some other stuff like that, and has said this is good. So that's happening. And apparently, according to Good Food Institute, plant-based meat sales dropped by 8% in the past year, but vegan seafood saw a 40% year-on-year growth. So that is a rocket ship. And
is that just because there wasn't vegan seafood?
I mean, maybe
a year ago?
Yeah, very possible.
I mean, there was, obviously. There's been those fish sticks for a long time, but
right. So it's not really indicative that vegan seafood is going to be the winner, because this happened a few years ago as well. In 2020, there was probably a 40% rise in just total plant-based meat consumption, and then it leveled off for sure. So, who knows? Maybe it's just that it's new and it's growing fast, but it would be shocking if that came and turned out to be the big winner. And it would be interesting. I wouldn't mind that. It kind of would be all right to have a little seafood alternative now and then.
Yeah.
All right, this one's not so good on Halloween, especially if you've already eaten a bunch of chocolate, especially dark chocolate, which is less common on Halloween, I guess. Consumer Reports found concerning levels of lead, cadmium, or both in 16 out of the 48 chocolate products they tested. That's 1/3. They specifically called out Hershey to reduce the amount of heavy metals in its products. Yeah, and this is it's in the cacao part of it. So the milk chocolates will tend to have less of it than dark chocolates will, which means I guess the vegan Hershey's is although it's vegan, because the vegans are going to be worse, right? The vegan things typically darker because they haven't relied on milk, but now they're making oat milk versions. I guess maybe they'll be more in the clear. But this goes for chocolate chips, goes for hot chocolate, chocolate cake, brownie mixes, milk chocolate bars. All these things have decent high levels of these metals in them. So I don't know. I think by high they meant more than the California standard for what's okay in a serving. But it's kind of weird to me because I read this and I thought, well, I'm just going to really stay away from chocolate. I don't need to keep eating chocolate. And I thought maybe I'll potentially ban chocolate in my house to go that far and make this the next banning. But then I thought, it's just a line that says if it's higher than this, it's bad. If it's under this, it's okay or good. But if you eat 5 times the amount of chocolate as someone else does, then I guess your line is 5 times lower than theirs, right? Because you're going to consume the same amount of heavy metal. I doubt your body clears it any better when you eat it in small doses versus all at once. So it's still accumulating. And so like it's arbitrary. It's just a line. What matters is how often you eat chocolate, really. So I'd say stop eating chocolate, everybody.
No chocolate, no donuts,
no
no
pretzels, no diet cheese.
No
They're all
diet cheese.
not allowed in my house. No, I'm not gonna ban any chocolate. That's
no friends.
Yeah, no lawn games.
No lawn games.
All right, and last bit we got here, Juicy Marbles, which is from a Slovenian company. I didn't know that. They are now in Whole Food stores. Doug, get excited! Across the UK, you can now go get Juicy Marbles. I'd actually be excited to try Juicy Marbles. This came out to a lot of fanfare when it was out. I remember there was some social media stuff. There was some kind of teaser video that was out. It just seemed like a good thing, and I still want.
What is it?
It's a vegan thick cut fillet, and it's just apparently really good.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think they've operated a lot online. You can just order their stuff, and it's not made from like mycelium, mushroom root, or anything. It's I think just made from all the normal stuff, protein or pea protein. Yeah, I think. Yep. But somehow they make it appear to be really good in the videos and things. So I'd be really curious to try this one. I think this is a good sign. If it's available at Whole Foods across the country in UK, you got to imagine we'll be able to get it here, even if not across the country. Get it some places.
Yeah. So
let's hope so. It's available in a 2-piece package for £10.99. I don't know the exchange rate. I'm guessing that's about $13 or $14. And Nutri-Score A. So again, with that Nutri-Score thing where they don't seem to care if it's processed food, but if it doesn't have too much of certain things, you get an A. All right, so there you go.
Hey, before we wrap up the weather report, I've got some breaking news.
Okay, let's get the music going for that.
There we go.
There you go. You're on, Doug.
Katie went to the grocery store yesterday and picked up our standard Miyoko's cream cheese that we get every single week at the grocery store, and new packaging.
Oh, what's it say?
They stripped Miyoko off of it, her face, her likeness.
Wow.
Stripped the cows off of it. It looks very similar to like Oatly packaging. If you can picture it, it's like the same color blue almost, and blue and white, big white block lettering. They still have I think it's purposefully be vegan or something, like some sort of slogan like that at the bottom. But other than that, they've kind of stripped off all the vegan and animal and all the like stuff that that made Miyoko's different than a lot of like silk or something like that.
Yeah, I see that now. You're talking about butter, or is that what you said, butter?
No, the cream cheese.
Okay, cream cheese. Because I googled and I found pictures of the butter packages, and they are like you said. There's no more cows, no more Miyoko on there except for the name. It says phenomenally vegan at the bottom in cursive, not really that easy to read either. Just sort of, it almost seems like that was included because it had to be included contractually or something, but they made it so you couldn't read it that well. Yeah, that's it. It's strange, dude. I mean, like, I didn't really realize it had cows on it, but that's interesting.
Yeah, there's a picture of her. There was a picture of her holding a cow.
Okay,
at least on the cream cheese.
That's really that's actually strange. Like that seems like almost like it shouldn't be allowed by consumer confusion reasons.
Well, if she's like hugging it and she's like, no cow was harmed in the
right. Yeah, I understand that. It just seems like someone browsing the dairy section for butters or whatever. They're used to seeing cows on dairy cream cheese. So if you saw a cow, that might be good evidence this is dairy. Anyway, I don't know. But so that's a strange thing. But yeah, it does look much more like everything else. And Bianca forwarded something about this the other day about Kite Hill. I think it was Kite Hill. I'll have to look. Apparently they had sold out, but now have been rebought by the original owners. And I think I don't think it's Kite Hill. I'm looking at it.
Tree Line Cheesemakers.
Tree Line, yes. So that's sort of artisan cheese, more so even than Kite Hill. It was kind of always expensive. And then apparently they sold out, but now the owner has reclaimed the company. And I mean sold out by like they went corporate. And I assume actually money changed hands and they sold it, but I don't really know. But they're bringing back the old look, she says, Bianca, and doubling down on the idea that vegan cheese should be made from whole foods. So it's interesting. Like, this is what made Miyoko's different, as you said. Like,
Mhm.
and it still is. It's made from actual real ingredients, which is why I would eat that over Daya any day. But this is a move towards more corporate. This new packaging doesn't feel like
Definitely.
one person's place anymore, which it wasn't, but they had maintained that. So
Yeah,
I don't
like
know.
a recipe, I mean, it felt like Miyoko crafted this recipe and,
Yeah,
of course it's mass produced, but like, that there was some love and intention behind it.
right. So they're moving that way, but Treeline, who was a little maybe they went corporate before Miyoko said, I'm not really sure. But they're coming back, and I think that's interesting because that doesn't happen very much. First of all, like once things go corporate, they don't tend to move back.
Except for breweries.
Breweries,
Yeah.
do they do that?
Have you noticed that? There's like a huge I've seen like 3 or 4 different breweries, some of them local here. I think Wicked Weed just bought
Wicked Weed.
their spot back.
Oh yeah,
The Boone, the whatever the one in Boone is, Appalachian Brewing Company or something, they just bought their shares back.
how is that possible? Like, if you get a certain value for shares, you suddenly become wealthy. Like, how are you gonna buy those back at a higher price later? Or maybe they go down. Maybe the price comes down
I bet the price goes down.
because the corporate people mess it up. Yeah, maybe.
Uh-huh.
Interesting. Anyway, I mean, it's interesting that the market, at least Treeline, has noticed for whatever reason that there's a market in keeping it small feeling as far as the ingredients go, and even the looks of it, and even maybe the vegan ethos in it. And she says, Bianca says this about Treeline, they're pushing vegan over plant-based. So that is a really interesting shift, and we're seeing it other places too. This move back towards vegan from plant-based. So I don't know. I think something to keep an eye on. Could be a trend of 2024. More vegan, less plant-based.
Could be.
I don't know. All right, good. Interesting. Well, thank you for that tidbit, Doug. That is a good one. All right, before we jump into our article, let's see. Kate says I would barf. I guess she's talking about the donut challenge thing. And Garuda Legends says hello.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome, Garuda Legends. Okay, let's jump in. Just one today. We had 2 possible ones, but we'll just do one. It's the best change for vegans, and it's from USA Today. And I was kind of surprised by these, but I think this is a useful list because I like going back to a regular restaurant. Vegan restaurants are nice, but it's fun to be able to go to Olive Garden with the kids, which I have only done, I think, one time. But we loved it. It was great. I got unlimited salad, breadsticks, a little wine, several different pasta shape options you can choose, at least with the marinara sauce. The soup, I think, forget which one, but minestrone, I think, vegan. So it was fairly easy to eat vegan at Olive Garden. So I like that. I like the classic, just go to the chain.
The problem with this list, and I'm going to go ahead and make a little
there are
spoiler.
some problems.
There's 10 restaurant chains that make vegan dining easy, delicious, and half of them, or at least probably half of them, are vegan restaurants.
Yeah, right.
Vegan chains. And that like, get out of here. This should have been only about only
not vegan places.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind if they had vegan restaurants on here. It's just they're not accessible vegan restaurants because some of them are almost nowhere.
Right.
For as much as we've talked about Slutty Vegan expanding rapidly, it's still only in outside of Atlanta, maybe 3 cities or something. So it's not like you can go to that when you see this list, unless you happen to live in one of those places. So anyway, let's get into it. Olive Garden, not on it. I can't believe that because it's way more vegan friendly than one that is on here that's very similar genre. Number 10 is Native Foods. You been to Native Foods ever, Doug?
No, never even heard of it.
It's like an old school kind of place. I think it's Panera-like. I think I've gone to one on my book tour. I have no idea what city it was. It was in 2013, and it was somewhere out west. I just don't know where. It was just a weird place. I remember seeing it. It was either in an airport or in a bookstore or something, and I went to it, and it was fine. And it was like cafe sort of style, but it's just old. It's been around since the mid-90s. and they're just doing their vegan thing. So there's that one. If you're lucky enough to have one. Number 9 is Yard House. I think you went to one of these kind of recently, didn't you?
You did. I did, per your recommendation in Atlanta.
Why didn't you go to Slutty Vegan when you were in Atlanta?
We were going to the whatever the Battery Park, whatever like is near Atlanta baseball stadium.
And
there's like a whole bunch of restaurants there, and we chose Yard House because you had said it's
because I said it's good. Yeah, right, and it is. And they've got like 100 beers on the draft menu. They've got the Gardein items on there. So they mentioned here the Gardein orange chicken and the spicy Beyond sausage pasta. I didn't know that was there. I didn't know they had a Beyond agreement. I thought it was all Gardein. But anyway, they mentioned different stuff. You got to customize a lot of them, but a few of them are vegan as is. But a lot of like vegetarian things that you can kind of make vegan, or not kind of, that you can make vegan, but you just need to talk to the people about it. They mentioned also hummus and buffalo cauliflower. All right, number 8, P.F. Chang's. I don't really go to P.F. Chang's very often at all. I don't see P.F. Chang's often at all, but I would, because it seems like a place to get vegan-friendly stuff. Do they have P.F. Chang's in the South, Doug? Is that?
Yeah, there's one in Biltmore Park.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway, no surprise there.
They're all over the airports, right? Aren't they everywhere in an airport? I
don't know. I wouldn't have known that, but it kind of makes sense. I mean, sounds like that might be right. All right, number 7, Slutty Vegan. I don't think they've got like 13 locations now. They're opening a Baltimore one soon. I believe there's a Alabama, maybe Dallas. I don't know. Mostly in Atlanta though. They mentioned the New Orleans-inspired Ho Boy, the jerk plantain loaded PLT, Sneaky Link plant-based dog. They don't mention Slut Sauce or Slut Sauce or Slut Dust. Yeah, they don't mention Target, those offerings. But yeah, they're Slutty Vegan. You could go to that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it'd be interesting. Like, what if Slutty Vegan became like a giant chain? That'd be the weirdest thing. That
just right next to your McDonald's was a Slutty Vegan.
Yeah, just Slutty Vegan.
It'd be great. Be weird, but it'd be great.
Right. It would. But maybe that branding is interesting enough that that is possible. I don't know. All right, number 6, Chipotle. Slutty Vegan. Right. Yeah. Who knows? That's strange world if that happens, but we'll see. Chipotle Mexican Grill, number 6. Not really surprising here. Of course, you can get lots of vegan things, but the sofritas is a nice touch at Chipotle. Like that is a vegan intended item. It's not just make a burrito out of beans. Yeah, I get that fairly often. Sometimes it's really spicy, but it's pretty good. Like you get that and beans. You don't get one or the other. That would be kind of weird to me.
Yeah. I usually just do the beans and the fajita.
Yeah, stuff. I think I usually do that, but I just like that they have that vegan thing. It's good now and then, and it feels like they meant that for vegans. It's not just making a burrito, which can be sort of accidentally vegan. All right, number 5, Blaze Pizza. When I was in Asheville, we went to Blaze fairly often. Maybe a little bit too much as far as health goes. But I don't hear you ever mention it, Doug.
No, I've not been to one since I moved away from DC. So,
okay.
Been a long time.
All right. Well, there's one in East Asheville, not far from you.
Okay.
So you guys should check it out one day when you need a dinner option. Yeah, they've got there the vegan cheese, of course, which I think is Daya. And then this plant-based spicy chorizo, which is a lot like the stuff you get from Trader Joe's, that vegan chorizo.
Okay.
It's very good. And then all the things are fresh and good. It's good. It's good pizza. Number 4, Cheesecake Factory. I've heard this before. People say it's vegan friendly. It doesn't seem to me like it would be. They say the Impossible Burger, and then the salad section comes equipped with its own vegan offering, Cobb salad that swaps out typical egg, bacon, and chicken for plant protein. I didn't know about that. You ever go to
Cheesecake Factory? I have not been to a Cheesecake Factory in probably 18 years.
Yeah, me too. Probably the same amount of time.
Never even considered it. So maybe that's the thing to do. I don't know. Date night at Cheesecake Factory.
What is the deal with that place? Like why is it they're known for cheesecakes as their dessert?
I think originally, and now they're known just to have like this enormous menu. Like that's the only thing I hear about with Cheesecake Factory is like there's hundreds of items on there.
Okay. All right. Well, 2 of them are vegan at least. So you got that going for you. Number 3, Buca di Beppo. Doug, do you know this place?
Do not.
I didn't either until I moved to Charlotte, and there's one that we drive by nearly every day on the way home from soccer practice.
Okay.
I've always thought I might want to go to it. It just seems fun. The Italian eatery has a little more authentic vibe than Olive Garden has.
Okay.
But I look at the menu and there's nothing there. Like it's literally a spaghetti marinara is one thing you can get, and they have salad. They have some other stuff that like could be vegan, maybe, but it doesn't advertise it as such. So I don't really know if it would be. I think they have breadsticks and I don't know, some other things. So we've never gone in whatever we've been here now, 2.5 years or something. Because I just assumed there was nothing, not for me. But here it is, number 3 on their list, which is just bizarre to me that this is here and not Olive Garden. So I need to go. They say here, guests can opt for a massive plate of spaghetti marinara. Yeah, I heard that the typical meal there serves 3 to 5 people, but I think you're supposed to order one each, and you just get a giant portion. So you can do that. And then it says the mixed green salad is perfect for loading up on plant protein without a drop of dairy in the mix. But like, it's true there's no dairy. I don't know where the plant protein is coming from, unless they're talking about the lettuce having protein in it.
Yeah, that seems weird.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna try that one of these days. Maybe the kids and I'll go there one day. Because Aaron's gonna be away this weekend. So maybe we'll go check it out.
Oh, daddy's night out at the...
We won't, because we have the 2 dogs and I can't leave them alone. So we won't do that. I'll do it when Aaron's back, and I'll run out and get the stuff. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Anyway, number 2, Planta. You know Planta, Doug? Not Plantapalooza, which, reminder, last day today. Go right to loveprofit.com.
3 hours and 10 minutes. 11 minutes.
Wow. Yeah. Get over there. Fill up the cart.
For all those people watching live right now. No, I've never heard of Planta. And again, this shouldn't even be on the list.
Yeah, I know. I've heard of it a few times in morning show research type stuff. They have like no noodle lasagna, and when I see that, I think this is not my kind of place. Like this is vegan food gone too far, where it's like we're no longer even serving pasta because I guess because it has gluten in it, and we're having no noodle versions of stuff. I just don't like that kind of food. It's just too much for me. So, but maybe that's not fair. They do have fried mushroom bao sliders, spicy potato chorizo pizzas. I mean, that stuff sounds pretty good.
The picture is all sushi. That looks good. Yeah,
it doesn't make a lot of sense, that picture. And my page is suddenly malfunctioning, so I don't have the last one in front of me. I think it was PLNT, right?
Plant burger, yep.
Which I think is pronounced plant. I don't really know. I don't know why they made it PLNT. I mean, I guess plant was just taken.
Meat and dairy are nowhere to be found at your local plant burger, which neither is your local plant burger. Nowhere to be found.
Right.
Unless you live in Washington State, I think.
No. So these are on the East Coast, and when I talked about on my golf trip, I was going to stop at one maybe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're all on the East Coast. I don't think they're even West Coast at all. They're mostly around DC. There's one in Columbia, Maryland. Yeah, but they're all Tyson's, Alexandria, College Park, and then up way north. They have some. Philadelphia is not that high north. New York, there's a couple. And then Boston has a few. I think that's as high north as it goes.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe there's more than I thought. It says that the venue excels in the art of crispy chicken and vegan fish fillets.
I think I would enjoy that. I'd like that more than just a burger place. So why is it called burger if that's what they do? It seems like they should call it something else. But I don't know. That's on my list. It's my short list of plant-based restaurants to find a way to visit.
Dig it. So there you have it. You know what? This is opened my eyes to the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, what, you're gonna go get an Impossible Burger?
Not gonna seek out the Cheesecake Factory, but if I happen to be in the suburbs of some place and that's the only option, then going for it. And what was the other one? Oh, Blaze Pizza. Put Blaze Pizza back on my radar.
Yeah, Blaze Pizza is pretty good. All right, Kate says Buca di Beppo was the big birthday place around here back in the 90s.
Oh, that's fun.
I think Kate is Mountain Time Zone. I'm not sure, but I think. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't think in the East Coast that was ever the big place because I've never heard of it until recently. Family Style, says Allie. Yeah, I think that's right. And Mr. Jeffrey says, is plant owned by Whole Foods or just have a deal with them? I didn't know there was any connection at all. Never heard of it. Maybe they're in some Whole Foods. Anyway, there you go. So there's your list. Again, it's World Vegan Day. Don't forget that. Again, it's last day of Planapalooza. Don't forget that. Lovecompliment.com is the place to do it. And that's it. It's November. It's we'll start moving towards Thanksgiving content. Doug, we'll find some Thanksgiving recipes and things
Holiday
like that.
content coming up.
And then Christmas following shortly after. I don't have any Germany trip this year like I did last year around November time.
Oh yeah, you're gonna stick around this year?
Yep. As far as I know, I'll be around here, so should be all normal shows.
I'm doing Christmas in LA this year.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to Olympic Games venues wouldn't really be any use.
No, probably not.
Well, there's probably a lot of good. Well, I know there are a lot of good vegan eats out there, so maybe you can get to some.
Hope to.
What are you doing out there? I forgot about someone's family's out there.
Katie's brother.
Ah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Good. All right. Well, that'll be fun. Anything else?
No, that's it. That's it for me. Happy World Vegan Day, everyone. Give yourself a little pat on the back.
That's right. We're already doing the thing that they encourage you to do on World Vegan Day.
Mm-hmm.
So good job, us. All right. Well, thanks everyone for attending. We'll be back tomorrow for the last show of the week, Thursday. And that's it. Enjoy your hump day. We'll talk to you then.
All right. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.